Hey guys, so happy October. We have a new month of trading starting here. We started out with a pretty choppy day. Looking back, really, this was just a big $4 range day. Um, we had Jay Powell speaking at 11 a.m. this morning. We had some PMI and ISM data this morning too. So kind of really just left us with a super choppy day. Didn't have a lot of continuation. The first basically 2 hours of the day, we just kind of had no real good movement. And then we had a pretty massive failed breakout. And then we had a breakdown that just kind of held onto the daily 200 EMA. So taking a look at us now here, we have demand and support at 425.79. We also have the 200 EMA in red right there. You can see we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days basically in a row bouncing off of this support area. Now, again, we very well could continue lower, but until we get lower and really close under the daily 200 EMA, I have a really hard time trusting any more downside. But on the flip side, we are still in daily extreme bear momentum on SPY, and we continue to reject the 8 EMA. We have not closed over the 8 EMA since back here on September 14th. Basically, if you look at this, this looks like a big bear flag to me here, which means we could see a breakdown into this 417 to 422 area. But none of that will happen until we close under 425.8. Now for the upside here, we're going to need a closure over 432.23 in order to see any sort of upside potential. Looking at futures here, same thing. We continue to reject our daily 8 EMA, but you can see we're continuing to bounce off the 200 EMA, and this 43.18 demand is extremely strong support. For the last 5 days in a row now, that has been where we have bounced and held. So realistically, until we see a closure under 43.18, we should not expect any more downside. And then from a resistance standpoint, we're going to break through our temporary black bear channel. But as you can see, our blue bear channel here is still going to be well intact until, tomorrow we could go all up to 44.32 and still be in a downtrend. For me, realistically, until we at least take back the 20 and probably 50 EMA, I have a hard time being longer term bullish here. So 43.82 and 43.18 right now are our key levels. Now looking at the Qs here, we remain in our black bear channel. Our resistance for tomorrow is 361.8. So a little difference here on the Qs is that we did close over our 359.64 supply. Not only that, but for the first time since September 14th, we closed back over the daily 8 EMA resistance. So that has been our resistance, and we did lose extreme bear momentum on the Qs. Tech today honestly looked far stronger and far better than the rest of the market looked. So there's a real possibility here that tech is going to hold us up. And really until we see tech start to join back in on this sell-off, which you can see tech likes to consolidate and then kind of just have a bigger move down. You've seen it a lot here. We had consolidation, then we dropped, consolidation, then we rose, consolidation, drop. Now we're kind of consolidation. So again, this still could be a bear flag and we drop lower, but realistically, it's kind of hard for the market to go much lower until we take out the 200 EMA on SPY. And right now you can see our pivot point has been the 100 EMA right here. So really bears need to get this under at least 354.14 if they want long-term downside. And now that we're back over the 8 EMA, if we can break through about 365.9, which is the 50 EMA on the Qs, we should see a move up higher into the 370s. Going over to the VIX here, we are still on our up channel. This is a nice little bull flag potentially forming to go higher here too. Now on SPY and futures, when we were at the 200 EMA support until really the last hour of the day when we got that big bounce, we were going to see a new supply on the daily and a new demand on the VIX daily. Now again, when you see a new supply and a new demand on the VIX, that's a really high probability of direction. So from here, basically, we are just sitting in this kind of doji rejection here. So we saw the same thing here. We kind of have a nice little doji rejection. You would have thought we were going to come back down, but then it got pushed right back up. So I'll be interested to see where the VIX heads tomorrow. We have JOLTS data at 10 a.m. tomorrow, which is related to job openings. So that could very well be a big market mover with data. So again, the economy is a big deal right now. And the stronger the economy is, the more hawkish and longer the Fed can be. So that's something to keep in mind here. So I'm definitely watching the VIX. Basically, our 16.88 and 18.93, those are our key pivot points on the VIX. If we break down, close back under really 16.88, but preferably under the 20 EMA, then we should see the bigger sell-off on the VIX, which then gives the further upside potential on SPY. So I will talk to you guys tomorrow. We'll see what the rest of the week brings. We have a lot of data, economic data this week, and the next Thursday is already CPI.